Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello to all of my lovelies, my beauties, my royalties. I have some good news for my bully. I have some amazing news for my bully. She's gonna love it. But okay, yeah, this is gonna be a dating nightmare episode. And it's gonna be, well, is it gonna have politics in it? Oh, politics nowadays have just been draining. And evidence about racism all around this country is exhausting. But then so many people are still like, I didn't vote for this. Shut up. Like, for the people who say that, they're lying. Some of them just don't want, like, some of them didn't think it was going to be this obvious, this apparent, or they only thought it was going to hurt Black people specifically, but people that are not like them. And then with ICE, they didn't know that some of them were going to fall victim of it, and they didn't know people that like them were going to be deported because they thought, oh yeah, at least as long as they look white, they look American. Because a lot of Americans, this is a Christian white country. Yeah, yeah. But some people are quote unquote waking up. Yeah, right. I just think like that Spencer Pratt guy, like especially like okay, right now it's proving my point right now. Some people who are like, "Oh, I made a mistake and I voted for the orange man," but like, we got an orange man wannabe up in California right now, in my opinion. In my opinion. And we have so many people falling for it again. This is exactly what you voted for. It's like if you don't know the history of this man, if you don't know of some of the bigotry of this man, then you need to do your homework. You really, really need to do your homework. And I know maybe one day we'll get to a time, I guess this is going to be a political episode. Like, it's, it just amuses me sometimes when I know some people ask me then, how do you choose who you vote for? Oh, honey, it's called the internet. I look up these people like nobody's business. I look up like, oh, like there's sometimes I find articles about some of their past decisions and things that they have said or done, and I'm like, cross off, no, 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 no. But then there's somewhere I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, yeah, it's like you might one day be invited to the barbecue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, yeah. It's like when I see people are repeating the same mistake again and acting like they're brand new or poorly educated, this country just keeps proving how poorly educated we are. I keep seeing things about how, especially Generation Z, are not reading, how they're going into college not being able to read. And the poorly educated normally vote conservatively. How do you think the orange man got in there, especially this time? More and more of Generation Z, more and more who are used to watching videos all day and being on their cell phone all day and playing the apps and the games and all of these other things and not reading a book. The more books you read, studies have shown, the more empathy you have. And a lot of, like, especially within the church, they don't want you reading books. They don't like, okay, other than the Bible, okay, yes, cute. They want the same Bible study or the same book club every week. They don't want another book because that's going to make you think. That's going to get outside of yourself. That's going to be outside of the thoughts of the Bible. Oh, no, oh, that's a no no. That's a no no. So I don't know. It's just like this whole California thing that's going on. And yeah, it's like this is days later because guess what? I'm still recording ahead of time. Yeah, I don't know how long that's going to last because like now that it's like I'm full blown getting the candles and the business and everything, and then trying to finish the novel and trying to, just, yeah, there's so much of my life. But you know what? I think I've just lost around 170 or 180 pounds recently. So, yeah, yeah, one way or another. One way or another. So, yeah, like I said, my bully will be so happy. My bully will be so happy. And yeah, so you know what? Check out the Patreon. I have River of Racism, Dating Nightmares, Catfish like no other. And especially with the dating nightmares, it's really funny how some of the ones that I've uploaded recently, mm, like how come some of those guys are now trying to match with me on Duet? Mm-hmm. And oh, don't worry, I wasn't cheating on the guy or whatever. Yeah, I it's like he already like because sometimes I would show him, but it's like because it was more for journalism or more for like the channel and also examples for my novels. Because sometimes when a guy would write me some things, I'm just like, really, really. Or if I would catch him and catch that he's married, I'm like, okay, taking notes. This will be really good, and then for this character in this novel or story or poem or whatever. So, but yeah. But it speaking of reading too, this is like a random thought episode. Remember, my channel is as messy as my life, and you guys are not. Oh my gosh. Okay. 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 You're not going to believe how. Like, okay, here's some tips. Some tips for anybody and everybody. It's like, okay, if you're going to end a friendship or relationship with someone with a disability, do it over the phone or text or something. Because, yeah, especially if they can't, like, if you drove, isn't that really uncomfortable? Like, just imagine okay, make sure the car ride is really short. I'm messy. I don't care. Yeah. It's like I'm not going to bring up much about because I'm still in shock. I'm still like, what in the especially when the guy says, "You're amazing, you did nothing wrong. It must be me." No, 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 heck no. Shut up, stop. Like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't do that. Don't do that because we know you're lying. If you're too scared or if there's someone else, just say it. And also, if you've been debating it for 2 weeks, that's stupid. You've been debating it for 2 weeks, but then you don't let the other person know. I just watched a video. Oh my gosh. See, it's like when I watched it, that there was a video that I saw where this person was talking to this other one, and they were like, this person was telling them how, oh, I'm thinking about breaking up with so and so. And they're like, what? For how, like, you've been dating this person for, I think it was like 8 months. It was over 6 months or whatever. And the person was like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, everything looks great. Oh, everything has been great, but it just feels blah, blah, blah. And they were like, did you let them know? No, no, we're about to go on vacation and I don't want to ruin it. And I don't want to hold up. No, like, how are you going to go on a vacation with this person? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, well, that means they won't be happy and it will be awkward and they might want to cancel and that might mess up my life. So in a way, this guy at least showed me that he does have some selfishness in him, because if he can't, like, he waited 2 weeks, like, baby, if you're gonna do something, just go on and do it. Just go on, like, because again, like, am I gonna talk much about him? No, because I'm shocked with the selfishness. But at the end of the day, he's one of the best men I've ever met. And I hope he does find somebody for him. I hope he finds someone worth loving. And in the back of my mind, I remind myself, my mom said, as long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. So I'm not surprised. I'm not like, I am shocked, but not surprised. I'm shocked with how he did it, and shocked because I know how his ex-wife is, and how for some reason, like, the things she's done to me, like, it doesn't make any sense. But don't worry. Oh, and I could talk about that sooner. I kept saying you gotta wait a year, but now that that's over, I can say whatever I want. Because, oh yeah, tomorrow, well, soon I'm gonna tell him, don't listen, don't watch any more of my episodes. Don't, don't. Because guess what? It's like, I know he's gonna change his mind, but for some reason, he said that we could still be friends. And I'm just cause it was date night and our anniversary, on our 6 month anniversary. So he picks me up like nothing's wrong. Picks me up like nothing's wrong. And then he, like, when I noticed that he's going somewhere, a different direction, I'm like, what's going on? Where are we going? And he's like, we're driving to a park. And that was a red flag because I'm like, why are we going to, like, we went with your coworkers to a park a couple weeks ago, like, what? And this is a different park, what's going on? But then we got there, it was so crowded, so freaking crowded. And the conversation on the way there, it was he was acting like nothing was wrong. It's like he was just like, to me, he was like playing a role. And that's what really, like, and even with my novel last week, because I told him that I was finishing up and I was really nervous and I think I want some input, but blah blah. And he was like, I'll read it. But remember, he said for the last 2 weeks he was debating on breaking up with me. Why in the world would you offer to read my novel, but then you're thinking about breaking up with me at the same time? But then you say it's not my fault and I did nothing wrong. And then I'm like, he said amazing, or so he said something. And I've heard, like, he already knows because he watches my episodes. He's listened to so many of my episodes, and he knows how so many of my exes come back, or they try to call me or text me, email me, look me up on social media or whatever, and they're just like, "Oh, you're so amazing. It was my fault, and it's like you did nothing wrong. It was like I can't believe it. Oh, it was like I made such a horrible mistake. Shut up." And, like, normally it's my disability or whatever. He claims it's not, but do I believe him? No. Do I believe? No, this is the first time where I've, yeah, I don't. Because if I did nothing wrong, if I did nothing wrong, what would make, like, it took you 2 weeks to, like, what were you debating? What were you thinking? Like, yeah, those are the questions. I'm like, what were you thinking about? What were you debating? Why were you contemplating? It's like, yeah. And he knows my past with men. If you guys don't know, I have over 800 episodes. And see, that's the part that sucks because he was so amazing throughout those 6 months. So I do wish him happiness. But at the same time, I'm like, how dare you? I trusted you. Because there's so many things he told me that turned out to be a lie now. Because he offered to take me somewhere. I won't say, I'll keep that to myself. And I was like, oh, okay, if we go. I would say if we go. And he would stop me. He was like, no, when? And he did that at least two, three, four times. I was like, oh, if we go, when we go. So for the last month and a half, I've been looking up stuff and planning things because I'm like, okay, he says when. And it's going to be during this month and stuff like that. So I want to plan things or do this. And oh, I want to make sure I look nice for him. And so, yeah, I was doing it all. At least I didn't order any of those items. So I saved a lot of money. And I don't know. I wonder what in the world was going on in his mind because he does have an excuse that he hasn't dated, so he doesn't know. But part of me, like, he asks AI everything. But when I tried to tell him, you should have communicated this, you should have asked me, you should have brought something up. And he was like, well, how? I'm like, what do you mean, how? You ask AI almost everything else, but you didn't think to ask AI how to bring this up to me so that I know that you're thinking about breaking up. So when you decide to do it, I'm ready. I'm not heartbroken or hurt. It's like, again, I'm not surprised because there were some times where I was like, this won't work. I know he was gonna get tired of me. I know he's not gonna want me much longer. Just like other men who, like, when they have to walk slower because of me or deal with me or whatever, I know they're going to get tired of it. And, like, when he took me to the movies, I would thank him for, getting my scooter and stuff like that. And there's been so many other times, like, but yeah, the last time he had my scooter, he was thinking about breaking up with me. Yeah. Yeah. So, but then it's like I keep thinking about, yes, am I frustrated? Absolutely. But he was better than Tomas because Tomas, he ghosted me. And when I caught up with him, he said it was because I was too good for him. Because he was like, what kind of man would I be if I tried to level up to an author and blah, blah, blah. And I've been yeah, he was the last guy I've dated who's been in prison. Yeah. Yeah. But then also David, yeah, he's the one, he started his own business and stuff. And yeah, he's like a 3 or 4 parter. I've talked about him, but he only wanted me to help him with his businesses. He didn't want me to work on my projects, my businesses, my goals, and everything because he thought those were going to be pointless and useless. And he was like, well, date me and you can help support me. You can help me strive and blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, what about yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just talked about, I didn't even give him a name. The him from the party, the guy who said that he was not going to let me go until I gave him my number. Yes, like David's another guy who told me that if I don't let him CH me, then I'm not a real woman, and or I can only perform the way that he wants. Yeah, and it's like he's not a kisser, so he's not going to, and I have to get used to that. And it's the woman's obligation to make sure the man's happy. And so, like, the woman has to adapt to what the men like and want. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then these men are like, when I, like, with some of the men, like, because with David, I blocked him. both numbers so quickly, so fast. And because this was like the second or third time, because like there was the first time he hit on me, like, because we matched, I think, on Facebook dating or whatever. And I was suspicious of him. And so I just stopped answering his messages. We had phone numbers or whatever, but it's funny how many men ask for my number and then they don't use it or call it, but then they keep messaging me on the dating app. And I'm just like, you guys must ask for so many women's phone numbers, then you forget whose numbers who or whatever. So then you just stick to the app or whatever, and or you ask for the number and then you just use the dating app so that like if you do ditch her or cheat on her or whatever, it's like you might wait like a year or two, because this has happened before. Like a guy has waited like over 2 years sometimes, and they message me back, hey, how are you? Yeah, I miss, like, yeah, it's like, remember? It's like, oh, it's like, you're so beautiful and amazing. Oh, and I was like, I just had to contact you again. And yeah, it's like, I really just, I want another chance to be able to hang out with you, to take you out and blah, 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 whatever. And then you're just like, oh, I'm trying to remember. And it's like, what happened last time? And blah, blah. But then it's really funny because a lot of these men, they don't erase the dating app. They don't erase the dating app. So then I'm able to go and look up the messages, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, you're married. Yeah. Or what's another one? Um, yeah, because there's been quite a few that they're married and or they're cheating and or they're like, they're just looking for some fun, or just etc etc. It's like, it's a long list or whatever, mm, but then they wait a couple years or whatever to see if he forgets, and see if they can like get you this time or whatever, trick you, trap you into a relationship. And so maybe I was so happy with this relationship because I didn't have to go through that pain. But it's really sad because I've never really been in a good relationship. Like this one was the best. And this was the first relationship where I was diagnosed and I felt like I could be myself. But I still can't be myself. Like, I mean, because men are like, it's not you. Well, because I was thinking about this on the drive back to the house. How most men who they, if they break up with me, they always end up with their ex, or they end up with a toxic past girlfriend or somebody. Because a lot of the guys who do come back later, they admit and tell me that they went back to, because they're used to the chaos, they're used to the violence, they're used to the negativity, they're used to the feeling, not feeling happy. It's like, and I think it's sad, but several of them, it's like, because while dating them, they would tell me how toxic and terrible the women were, but then I find out that they're back with them. But then after that, it's like they break up, and then they tell me, and I'm just like, are you used to that? I was like, are you so used to that being with me was so out there, was so new to the point you didn't know how to adapt, or you didn't know how to be comfortable, or you didn't know how genuine love or compassion or empathy or sharing or like just any of the good feelings are? Because I've noticed a lot of that, to the point where I was kind of scared, because I remember one of the guys, like, and he was trying to like trap me, like, well, he was trying to convince me to go back, like go out with him. But I was just like, no, no, trust me, not with this one. Ooh, I'll have story time on that one. But yeah, it's like his ex, let's see, I think she broke the windows of his car. And oh yeah, because 2 or 3 months later, I broke the windows of your car came out, and she said that became her theme song when she got a or after when she, okay, not when she got arrested, but when she had to go to court. That was a song she like. He said he was standing outside the courtroom or whatever, and she was blaring that song on the way to the courthouse or whatever. And I'm like, what the crap? That's crazy. And she scratched up one of his cars and stuff like that. But then he went back to her. Went back to her. And guess what? She did it again to another vehicle. And it was because he ended up working extra hours at the job and he wasn't able to mow the lawn on that day that she demanded. And he said that he was going to mow it the next day because it was getting really late. And he was like, that's going to disturb the neighbors. Oh, and you know what is another frustrating thing about what just happened? My now ex, like, okay, we used to hang out on a different day, but like while walking to his car, he saw the recycling bin and he was about to pull it in. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "No, no, no, honey. Normally we meet on blah 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 whatever." So he was still going to pull in, like he's breaking up with me. He's breaking up with me while, like, what? No. Like, he was being so, like, and that's the part that just pisses me off. You, like, he was able to play this role and pretend. And this is why I don't trust men. This is why, like, and because so many men, I'm not like other men. I'm not like the other men. I'm different. I'm unique. Oh, I'm gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be so sweet to you and all this other stuff. This guy was the sweetest, nicest, caring, most empathetic man I've ever met in my life. And look what happened. Look what happened. This is the same guy that built a ramp for me. It's like I tell this man, like, and that because that's the other thing. I uplifted him, like, and maybe I need to, like, because I, like, while we were in the car, and because I'm shocked, and I'm like, what did I do wrong, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, how come whenever I uplift and I'm, like, just making sure the guy knows how amazing and special, blah, 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 this happens, I need to stop doing that. And this man's like, no, no, continue doing that. Why? Why? Because I'm kind of realizing that none of the men do that in return to me. So, why? But yeah, and he did it on the 6 month anniversary. Oh, his ex-wife's gonna love this. His ex-wife is gonna love this. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk much about him. It's just, I don't know. It's just with all the men who said how amazing and great and everything, but then my mom telling me, as long as you walk like that, no one's ever gonna want you, love you, or marry you. But then I keep hearing, you're great, you're wonderful. Oh no, you're marriage material, or you're just amazing, and it's like you're patient and caring and sympathetic, and it's all garbage. But just like Tina Turner says, what's love got to do with it? Thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.